Right, 1917. Epic war movie. Welcome to my non-spoiler review. There's not really anything to talk about in spoilers, to be fair. This is written and directed by Sam Mendes, based off of some stories that his grandfather told him. It's not based on a true story. They are embellishing the truth, but it's a fantastic movie. Now, Sam Mendes has done some absolutely epic things across his years. More recently, like Skyfall and Spectre. Not all that great, but his earlier work is probably up there with the more higher tone of this movie. I mean, Road to Perdition, Jarhead, things like that. It's a great movie. It's really good. Now, a lot of people will be banging on about the one takes, like the one shots that they do. They're great. Like, they are really good. Going into it, having watched it, and knowing that there were a lot of one shots in this, one takes, a lot of people were saying how good they were and things like that. You do start to look out for them. And the opening of this film has probably one of the longest. I think it runs for about 10, maybe even 15 minutes long. And it's really interesting to take a look at that and go, right, where is the cut? Because there are some cuts in there. There are a few. It's not just like one shot, one progressive take as the movie kind of frames it. But that's the other thing. If you didn't know better, you would be watching this going, okay, so this is like pretty much just one shot up until a certain point, obviously, in the story. So going into it, having watched and known that, it's really nice to see and kind of play the game with yourself of where are the cuts and the edit points. But it's a fantastic, staggering achievement from the cinematography to the sound design. I watched this on IMAX. I would highly encourage anyone to watch this on IMAX. It's probably the best way to watch this film. Like, genuinely the best way to watch this film. Very immersive experience on an IMAX screen. And that doesn't go for every single movie, but a film like this I do feel deserves to be put on the big screen. Now, story-wise, again, it's a World War I movie. So we're talking about two chaps. We're following two chaps. They need to go beyond the trenches, past the front line, and into presumably enemy territory. Now, as per their orders, the Germans have retreated, or appeared to have retreated and pushed themselves back further. Apparently, you know, Britain has them on the ropes and things like this, but it's a trap, it's an ambush, and they need to go there, warn the division that feels like they're going to, you know, win this war, and warn them not to go and get obliterated or to hell. That's basically the story, but it's really touching. I think from the outset, this movie manages to shape itself into something where you really do feel for these characters. You genuinely do feel for them. They each have their own unique personality. They feel very grounded in reality. A lot of the comments and snipes that are having at one another, I feel it's universal. I don't think it's just, you know, English people that will get it. It's very much a universal engagement that you will have with these people. So outside of that, I mean, what else is there really to say? Sam Mendes did a staggering job. I mean, you really do feel this sense of togetherness, group, we must save the day, that sort of thing. The one shots are absolutely amazing. The very clever way that they have set them up, again, very smart, very good. How they set the edit points up, epic, really enjoyable. From there, there's not all that much else to say, really. The sets are staggering. I say sets, but a lot of this I would imagine is done on location. It is quite difficult to tell because sound stages have become so very good in this day and age, and I have not bothered to go and look at any of the behind the scenes things. And the reason why, ladies and gentlemen, is because I don't want the immersive experience spoiled for me. I don't want to go into it knowing that one thing I'm looking at is a soundstage and one thing I'm looking at is not. So it's very difficult for me to tell what was a soundstage or what was a location. But either way, sets, props, uniforms, everything was very well done. There's some really gruesome, gross prosthetic work in this as well. And I feel like the makeup effects people deserve a huge shout out because they've obviously done a very good job on this movie. Now, obviously, a lot of people would have seen this by now. It was released on the 4th of December in the UK. I am late to this. It was very busy across the December period and into January, like it is now. This movie had a budget of I think it was about $90 million off the top of my head. Yeah, $90 million. This will make that back in droves. It's already being nominated for many Oscars, and I do feel it deserves them. I won't say that this was my favourite film of last year, but it's well up there. It is well worth going to see in an IMAX and paying for the experience to do so. Outside of that, I think really my take-homes from this is that the colour palette and the photography work on this film was on another level. It was staggering stuff. It was just so beautifully put together. Beautiful, beautiful film, whilst also being insanely tragic and heartbreaking all at the same time. So go out and watch it. You won't be disappointed. But that is my review of 1917. Thank you so much for watching. As always, if you're new here, do hit subscribe. Stay up to date on the world of pop culture and movie news and movie reviews by hitting the bell notification icon. Thank you so much though, guys. I've been Mr. H. Take care.